Oh man, I hate how this looks. And I never done this type of repair before. I hope I don't butcher it. But if I do, it'll be all on camera. And we'll just have to repair it. So stay tuned. Welcome back to A.S.A.P Garage. Episode 5 already. And this one is going to be a very difficult one. I have never done this before. I'm never touched upholstery at all in my mechanic short career. This is going to be a new one for me, but just to get you already excited of what we're going to do, we're going to be repairing the headliner on this Civic. As you can see in the video, the headliner is sagging. There's no other way to repair this but to take off the cloth and put a new one on. And for that, I reached out to a company called Moonlighting Auto Tops. They were able to send me a couple of samples that I asked for free. And it came in this envelope. And I tested it out just like in the video. I tested out the color to match the headliner the best that I can. And I came up with a color called Cool Gray, which they have. And that number part is the SB2068. And I was able to also look into the OEM website and check to see if the color coding was also cool gray, and it matched. They call it cool gray in the OEM website. So I was like happy everything should match. And if it's a little off, it's a little off, but it will be repaired. They send you for free shipping a full liner for the headliner, a full cloth for the headliner, and it is meant to fit your vehicle. So they cut enough for it to fit the headliner of this vehicle with free shipping. So if you want to get a good product, visit moonlightingautotop.com, and they will be able to help you out with some free samples that they send to your house for free, no cost to you. And you can match it to the headliner that you have and pick the best color that matches at that point. But this is what we're going to get. And let's basically start repairing this. I already started taking off the passenger side of the car. There's some things that we have to take off on the passenger side of the car. We're going to get into the car and we'll go through it. But the obstacle of today is actually taking out the headliner. I don't think I have enough room to open this door and take out the headliner. We might have to pull the car back a little bit so I could get a full extent of this door and take out the headliner. But with that being said, let's get to this repair. So we're back in the car, and what we have to remove in order to remove the headliner is any dome lights, visors, or handles that are on the ceiling. So I have already removed the passenger side and the rear side of the car, as you can see in the video. Now we only have 3 of them left, which is the front dome light, the driver's side visor, and the driver's side handlebar or roof handle. With that being said, we're going to get that set up, and that should take us to the next step, which is removing the A, B, and C pillar, which is the quarter panel pillar. And that should be it. The headliner should drop down, and then we should get to that next obstacle of trying to take it out of this 4-door vehicle. So I'm going to show you how to take off the front dome light first, and then we'll go for the visor, and then we'll do the last part, which is the handlebar. It's much difficult because the plastics are a little brittle, so you got to be careful. You also have to be careful with the visor holder here. So I'll show you which one. This one right here. I'll zoom in a bit. So you have to be careful with this one. This one will break if you're not careful. So let's get that set up. Let's start with the visor here. You want to get a trim removal tool, and you want to remove the plastics of these lights. Mine are not on because the battery is disconnected. You're just going to find the gap here, and I believe it's this one right here, and it should just pop out. There we go. Same thing with the right one, and they pop out. Okay. The next thing you want to do is locate the screws that are holding this dome light to the ceiling. I see 1 and 2 only. So let's get that down. All right. Okay, that's 1. And 2. There we go. Okay. So that should bring the dome light down. There we go. And there's a couple clips that may have to be disconnected. Yes, there is. There's 2. So we got 1 here and the second one here. Let me see how this one comes off first, and then we can remove it. This one's a little difficult. I lift this up a bit, and then we're gonna see it from here. Okay, time to use the pick tool for this one and try to pull at the same time. Okay. All right, let's see. This one pulls out that way, so I am doing it right. There we go. It's coming out. There we go. Gotta get out of this track here first. There we go, and it comes out. Okay, so I just gotta remember to put that back in the track and into the clip. So we're gonna guide these cables back in because we don't want them breaking. That's gonna be a lot of headache later. Now we're gonna move on to the driver visor. Like I said, be careful with this part here. I'm just gonna put in a pick tool into a little gap here, push in the piece and try to turn it at the same time. Okay. I'm just afraid that it might break. So I'm gonna try a bigger piece here and see if that works. There we go. Awesome, it didn't break. So it should just come out. There we go. Came out pretty smooth. And now the third part here is taking off a plastic here. I'll try to see if I could do it with the trim removal so it doesn't get damaged. It's 1 side, 2 sides. Plastic is out. And now we're gonna switch this from a Phillips to a Torx head and take out the visor. Okay. And visor is out. Yep. And the last piece that we're going to remove is this driver side door handle. Let me try to increase the light here since the light turned off on us. All right. And see how much trouble I'm going to have with this one. This one is difficult. You have to first remove a plastic door that holds the door handle in. So yeah, try to pull this from 2 sides so that way it doesn't put too much pressure on one side and break. All right, they come out pretty violently, but they don't break. This is what's holding the door handle. Okay, and then the other side. All right, this one didn't come out as violent, but that's what it is, same thing. And once you have that off, there's just clips that you have to squeeze that's holding this in. You don't want to pull it without doing that because you're just going to snap everything that's in there, and they're plastic and metal together. So you just want to squeeze that, get it out of the clips that is holding, and it pops out easily. Watch. All right, see that? That came out. Same thing with this side. And I'll show you in just a minute what these metal clips look like. There we go. So these are the metal clips. And they're like this. You just have to squeeze it, get it out of its track, and then this pops out. And we're just going to put it back in here so that way we don't lose it. That's weird. This one, spring look like it's not working, but okay. Let me see if all of them are like that. Oh, yeah, they are like that. Okay. So I'm just going to make sure this is left and this is right. Sorry, this is left and this is right here, so we'll keep it apart. And now we're going to move to the A pillar. That's going to be a little difficult. So I'm going to see what I could do on the passenger side first, test it out there, and then I'll show you what we do here on the driver's side for the A, B, and C pillar in the rear, okay? All right, so I just tested out on the passenger side. I don't think I have to remove anything on the passenger side, and the headliner should just hop right over the A, B, and C pillar. I just have to loosen up this side. And what I mean by loosen up, not take it off completely. What we have to do is basically try to pull it out so that way the headliner just comes out straight up. I did end up injuring myself, and if you do go and clean this up, disinfect it, and put some Band-Aid, you don't want to dirty your new headliner with blood or anything else in the car. It's just annoying. Just get that cleaned up first. You're dealing with some sharp plastic here, and pulling on it with your bare hands, you're gonna get cut. Hopefully you don't. Let's try to remove this weather piece first out of the way. So if you just pull down on it, it should just easily come out of its way. And then we're just going to pull the A pillar. Take it out of the track. All right, so it's out. So I can see that the headliner could just pop out without having to remove this completely. I have it completely out of the track here. Okay, so we're going to leave that alone. Now we're going to move over. I'm going to try to see if I can get you closer to this. To the C pillar area here. And this one just going to be pulled. Let me take out this weather stripping here. Okay, on this side, and then you're just gonna pull this the same way and it should just come out. There we go. All right, so that's out of its way. Move these guys out too. Okay, and that should allow us to possibly lift it up. Check to see what's holding it here. There we go. So I can just now lift it up. All right, I see what's holding it. There we go, and out of the way. Let's bring it down so that way it's not in the way of the headliner. And we'll move that back to the C pillar, and I'll show you what you need to do there, okay? All right, so we're in the C pillar or the quarter panel area. What we have to do is that we have to remove this plastic piece off first. Let's see if I can remove it easily. All right, that looks like it popped out easy. All right. Looks like it moved. And now we just have to pop out the C pillar out of the way. And I don't think I have to do much more than that. Let me get this rubber piece out. I don't think I have to do much more than that. Headliner comes out. All right, and we're just gonna remove it out of its track here. There we go. And as we see, headliner is coming off. Mission accomplished. Let's get it out of the car and I'll see you back at the table.